What is an unwritten law you abide by? Don't touch other people's stuff. My wife lives by this. F. Give conversations air. Do not rush to reply. Listen, then reply. Edit or thanks everyone for the upvotes and awards. Don't listen to reply. Listen to hear and take in what that person has to say. Assume anything you tell anyone will be repeated. Once a colleague told me some gossip and ended with saying, "Please don't tell anyone." After few seconds pause, said, "You can tell to anyone you like, but don't say I told you." That was hilarious. When someone says, "Don't tell anyone," most people hear that. Or make everyone you tell promise not to tell as well. My mom's boss also worked for the town hall, so he would say stuff coming up for the town and tell my mom to not tell anyone since they weren't ready to announce it publicly. Yet, without fail, within the hour, someone else not related to the town hall would talk to my mom about it. Always let the people on the elevator get off before you get in. Same for buses and trains and airplanes and those CD rooms at the back of adult bookstores. The person that gossips about everyone else in the office gossips about you as well. The hour woman at my work is always letting everything people say to her in confidence out into the open air. It's vile. Saying please and thank you to food service workers, baristas, drive-through workers, cashiers, waiters, etc. Few years back I used to visit this chicken place. It was always clean, employees always respectful, and did a great job. One day I saw the manager walking around checking tables. Me being me, I walked up and asked if he was the manager. I could tell from his body language he was bracing for some bullshit. I then go, "Man, I just gotta tell you, this is the best damn chicken place I've ever been to. It's clean. Food is always on point. You're doing a great damn job." The look on his face was priceless. I hope I made his day. Place was a shithole before he took over. Always say thank you and please, even to asshole people. It works like a sarcasm to them. Edit 1- thanks everyone for the upvotes. Ferengi rule of acquisition 76. Every once in a while, declare peace. It confuses the heck out of your enemies. If you enter a room and the door was closed, close it again when you leave, unless asked otherwise. Drives me nuts, lol. Be kind if at all possible. Practice random acts of kindness when you are able to, but don't brag about it. If it comes up in conversation, that's fine, but I know someone who puts everything on Facebook for the likes. When walking in a busy part of the city or transit hub, go with the flow of foot traffic. Even if you're lost, don't abruptly stop. Step to the side where it's convenient for everyone else, not just you. To add to this, if you're walking with one or more other people and taking up the width of the sidewalk, move into single file when someone comes walking down the other side. My biggest pet peeve. I want to ask if other people are supposed to walk into the street so you and your friends can stretch out. But instead I just look away and keep going straight into them. Only once did someone not move, and after clipping their shoulder I just kept going. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Finna fiend. Shoot someone. There, I did it. Happy. I just got shot in the nuts by some maniac. Of course I'm not happy. Don't let your kids be a nuisance to other people when in public. I'm not talking about babies and toddlers, but kids running around in restaurants or going ham kicking plain seats. Not even just for others' sake, but for their sake too. I worked in a restaurant, and some parents would just let their toddlers and shit wander around while they stayed seated at their table. I remember when I found a 3-4-year-old waddling around a room away from his mom in a packed restaurant and almost lost my mind. I can't tell you how many times my instinct to swoop them up and scold the parents almost took over, but I had to remain professional. I don't mind a little rowdiness, but for the kids' sake, stop being inattentive. I remember I was like 5'6" and MC Donald's and me and my sister were sprinting around. About 20 seconds later I ran full speed into a table and smacked my forehead so goddamn hard. Must have been hella satisfying for everyone else though, lol. Find a way to be kind to the outcasts that are in your sphere of social influence. If in doubt, shut up. If in doubt, shut up. Doubt is not a pleasant condition, but certainty is an absurd one. Voltaire. Hope for the best. Plan for the worst. Expect something in between. Edit. Thanks, all, for the awards and upvotes. Practicality and humility go a long way in this world. He's my second pro tip. Happy wife. Happy life. Live to lift up your lady. Second edit. Thanks for the worry that I'm a doormat. I'm not. I definitely get mines. I expect the worst all the time. Sounds grim at first, but generally things turn out pretty decent. So whenever they do, I'm very happy with the outcome. When they don't, and it's the worst possibility, then at least I was ready for it. Always thanking the bus driver, anyone else who has to work with the general public all day. I check on people's homes while they are away for extended periods. My unwritten law is that I must be above reproach. I would never snoop around someone's place, look in their dresser drawers, help myself to a beer in their fridge. Nothing. They are trusting me with their most valuable and potentially emotional asset. I can't ruin that trust. Once your reputation is shit, it remains shit. Might sound weird, but don't be afraid to quit. Don't put time and effort into something if all you get out, if it is stress. Take a break or find something else to do. Adding on to this, it's perfectly fine if you start a new job and the first day or two is stressful. You're not going to get it the first day. Even if you have all the knowledge in the world, most jobs usually give you a certain grace period and they probably won't fire you unless you really duck up. My rule is, if it doesn't get better after 2 weeks or you think you bit off more than you could chew, it's usually fine to quit. I only bring this up because when I was in elementary school, our teachers will constantly try and scare us like they are only gonna show you how to do it once, and if you mess up, they'll fire you. I've never had a job where this was the case. If you legitimately don't get it and ask for help, most bosses aren't gonna care. I don't get paid enough to worry about others not doing their job. I agree. Unless someone's incompetence directly affects my ability to efficiently do my job. If they didn't extend an invite, I don't ask to come. I know a few people who unknowingly try to intrude on trips, activities and situations it's obvious that they 100% should not. Same. However, the flip side is, don't talk about group activities in front of people who aren't invited. Obviously, there is a difference between something coming up briefly and discussing it at length. I'll see you at the show next week is different from I can't wait to go to the show next week. What are you wearing? The second one is rude to do in front of people who aren't invited. Never be a jerk to people who work retail. 100% of the time they have no control over what I might be upset about. Folding up the shirts at a retail store after I've finished looking at them. No one can do this. We all try. I can't do it. I'm not strong enough. Don't trust anyone who backstabs others in front of you. Edit. Damn. Thanks for all these upvotes. This was kind of a big thing in the military. There's this presence of the idea that we are all best friends and brothers and sisters and inseparable and will die for everyone around us. I literally can't count the number of guys I'd see hit the pier overseas and take their rings off then head into town. Same guys would blow all their money, then come back to the ship asking for loans. We are boys, right? No dude, your own wife can't trust you. I don't believe a ducking thing you say. In the army we would say trust your buddies with your life, but not your gear or your wife. Never make eye contact in a public bathroom. I never thought about it until now, but I have been following this rule my entire life without realizing it. Way to go, now all of these laws are written. Not using the light inside my truck while driving. Rechtsstehen, Linksstehen, which is the German term for our unwritten rule, that when you use an escalator, you use the right side if you want to just stand around and take a chilled ride, and that you use the left side if you're in a hurry and want to speed up the ride by additionally walking up downwards. They tried to officially abolish it in Munich, but we aren't having it. We Germans love our escalator rules. Be kind, but take no shit. Put the ducking cart in the ducking cart. Return like a decent human being. I'll extend this. If you don't want something, put it back where you found it. Also, if you accidentally make a mess, clean it the duck up. The minute someone is like they get paid to do that, I lose a lot of respect for them. I work in a grocery store, and if someone puts it back in roughly the right area, I don't mind. It's mostly when I find ice cream in the ducking milk fridge. Sneezing should be done into the bend of your elbow, not into your hands. Edit didn't expect rewards for this comment. Thank you, kind elbow sneezers. I sneeze into my wrist because I like to wear it like a cologne. Thanks, I hate it. Don't duck with people who handle your food. If someone waves at you from a vehicle same as yours, assume you're in a club and wave back. Don't be ad kid. Be kind to everyone but shame the duck out of people who litter. Let people off the elevator, subway, etc. before getting on. If you've got an animal laying on you, you can't move until they do. Edit pet. If you have a pet laying on you, though if you've got a dangerous animal laying on you, I would also recommend not moving until they leave. Instructions unclear. I'm now sitting with an alligator on my lap. The real you is who you are when nobody is watching. Never commit more than one felony at a time. Respect is given. Disrespect is earned. I agree that respecting someone as a person should be given, but people shouldn't expect you to respect their authority just because they're old or in a position of power. That type of respect needs to be earned. In April 2015, Autistic Abby wrote on their Tumblr about how people mistakenly conflate two distinct definitions of respect when relating to and communicating with others. Sometimes people use respect to mean treating someone like a person, and sometimes they use respect to mean treating someone like an authority. And sometimes people who are used to being treated like an authority say, if you won't respect me, I won't respect you. And they mean, if you won't treat me like an authority, I won't treat you like a person. And they think they're being fair, but they aren't. And it's not okay. The world is chaos and we just try to make sense of it. So live to the fullest while doing as little harm as possible. Trim your nails. Don't be a left lane passing lane hog. That's written in law in a lot of states. Respect goes both ways. Such as men leaving a gap between urinals in a public bathroom. Always pick up rubbish when I see it. My 3 biggest unwritten laws: being a contractor, never ever use the homeowner's bathroom. Park in the street, never in the driveway, especially if your vehicle leaks fluid. Don't ask the homeowner for any tools. You are the professional and should have everything you need to do the job. Do unto others as you would want them to do to you. It's pretty taxing. Being polite, even when I'm in a shitty mood. When on a plane, window seat gets an armrest and wall. Aisle seat gets an armrest and little extra legroom. Middle seat gets 2 armrests. You don't always have to get the last word. The zipper when merging in traffic. I have gotten into plenty foul-mouthed tirades for people not respecting the zipper. Cheating in a relationship is not okay. Treat people like you want them to treat you. Don't be a jerk. Don't call someone before 9 AM and after 9 PM unless it's life and death. Toilet paper roll goes over, not under. If that's the way they do it in upscale hotels, it must be the right way. If someone on the road slows down a bit so you can get into the lane ahead of them, you must give them a thank you wave. If you don't, you're wrong and should go right to jail right away. That doesn't happen much where I'm from in California. I use reverse psychology instead, put my blinker on so they speed up and then I can move over. However, I love using thank you waves to encourage kind road behavior, like someone waving me to turn first, go first at a stop sign, or even flashing their high beams to warn of a cop up ahead. Those people are the best. If you find a penny facing tails up, flip it over for the next guy. Thank you, Doofenshmirtz. Never let them take you to a second location. Handy for when you're being kidnapped, but personally I applied to all my nights out. Don't kick onto the Club City Casino when the pub is shutting. Just go home. Nothing good happens. Of course sometimes you're looking for a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad time. In which case you should absolutely go to the 2nd, 3rd, 4th locations. Don't be ducking late. People really have no idea how rude it is, because everyone's used to it. I will tell people to come earlier than I want them to because I know they'll be late. I will not stand for this bullshit. Always thank someone with a handwritten letter or a phone call for gifts, money, gift cards, letters, or cards given to you. Tangentially related: if someone sends me a random gift, buys me food, sends a letter, invites me to an event, etc., I always make sure to reciprocate however whenever possible. Always wash the dishes you use when you stay at a hotel and friend's place, unless they voice otherwise. Nothing good happens after 2 AM. I used to be a 911 dispatcher. This is 100% true. 3 PM high. I just saw 2 kids smoking cigarettes in the Walmart parking lot. 3 AM high. I just saw 2 drug dealers in a knife fight on top of a burning El Camino in the Walmart parking lot.